Alright, hello, and today we are back playing standard, trying some old brews with new stuff. This time we're playing this Temur Breakout artifact deck. We tried to make this work in the past. I think it came up a little bit short, but it's a lot of fun. We got some bans, we got a new card to try. Let's get into it. It's built around Captain Storm. When an artifact comes into play, you get to put a 1/1 counter on a pirate. That includes Spyglass Siren, Michelangelo, probably the most important card in the deck. Gives you an artifact. It also gives you extra 1/1 counters. Gleaming Geardrake says when you sacrifice artifacts, you get 1/1 counters. Biotech Specialist says when you sack artifacts, you get to deal 2 damage to your opponent. Mutagen Man says you get to sacrifice your artifacts for free. Breakout finds all of your 2-drops. It sort of ties the room together. We've got Gene Pollinator and Springleaf Drum. Help us curve, just have faster starts, get out on the board. Forts the tower can sacrifice our artifacts to trigger some of our abilities. Spyglass Siren, obviously a very important card, sacks things on the board and is just a beater. And then the new card I'm excited to try is Bejeweled Warg. Trample 3/2. When it deals damage, you can put a 1/1 counter on a wolf. It's always going to be itself. Or you can create a treasure token, which is a free way to be able to sacrifice artifacts. So that can pump our Geardrake. That'll grow our Captain Storm. That all synergizes with our Michelangelo. Biotech Specialist is now dealing 2 every time we sack our treasure. And the most important part is if this card has haste, it is very, very powerful. Without haste, it's fine. But with haste, it's really good. So it fits perfectly into our breakout deck and it accomplishes all the things that we want to be doing, which is really exciting. So let's give it a try. The side deck I threw together pretty quick, but one upside of playing best of 3 is I can try some of the cards I want in my main deck and my side deck for the matchups where maybe I don't want removal. So we have Enigma Jewel. It's a powerful card with Specialist and Geardrake. You can curve into those, so maybe in a matchup where we don't care about Torch the Tower, we can put that in. Legion Extruder is removal, but it's also a good grindy card against decks like Control. Graveyard Hate here. Glyph for any sort of matchup, again, where we just want to be beating down. Quantum Riddler is good at grinding, and we've got a bunch of way to make mana to empty our hand. Abrade is good against the artifact that taps for 2 red for these control decks. One of the most important cards. You've got to be able to answer that. We have Flash Freeze as a counterspell. Wander's Wasp to eat things like Llanowar Elf and just make them useless. Witness Protection is a little bit better against Spell Elementals. Unable to Scream as another removal spell. And then, of course, a Spell Pierce. So that is it for the list. That is the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to check out the games, they're coming up right here. If you guys want the list, it's in the description. Either way, enjoy. All right, let's go first. And hopefully have a good hand. A 1-lander. I'll mulligan. We're going to keep this one. Get rid of a land here. I'll just go ahead and shock and play Drum, I guess. Light of hand. Probably a deck with Sunderflock. Probably a matchup that's very, very bad for me, but we'll do our best. Make mana. Try to get out on the board as quickly as we can. We just have to get them dead. Biotech Specialist might be a pretty useful tool in actually defeating Sunderflock, but I have to do damage early for it to be relevant later. This is somewhat interesting. I don't actually know the exact way I want to navigate this. I think I'm going to put Biotech Specialist into play now. Just because I think it's a little bit more likely they spend their mana comfortably instead of leaving up interaction, and I want to have this after they spend their mana. So I'm hoping that this turn they play a card draw spell or like cantrips, things like that, and then next turn I'll have this and I'll get all of the value from the extra 1/1 counters on the board I'll have. I think that's important, and it's also going to press a ton of damage. So that's my tiebreaker. I think you could defend playing either of these. This does more on the board, so if I have a good draw step, that's good. But Flow State's the exact type of thing that I want them to do. I need them to not play an untapped red source here. If that could happen, I'll be ecstatic. Hopefully they use it on like a sleight of hand. Main phase Burst Lightning, that's great news. I don't really care about the card that they just removed. Okay, so now we can punish. Let's go ahead and tap here. I always want the counters, so I'm just going to go ahead and ignore my map. I think I'll keep Biotech Specialist, and we'll just stack as much damage on our flyer. This is going to be a threat even if it doesn't have high power. So that went perfectly. I think my opponent may have made a mistake by using their Burst Lightning, but I get it because they're in a position where the Burst Lightning isn't particularly high value, and this does give me mana. They probably also just want to use all their cards to try to set up their elementals and whatnot. But if this stays in play, I have 4 damage here. I technically have them dead if they just do nothing. I don't expect that to be what happens. Burst Lightning's fine. Maybe they have a Tap Crab. Eddie Merc Crab, I think is its name. Boomerang Basics, that's fine. That's more damage. Bilbo, okay. Another one of these. Does this just kill them? It's 8 damage. We're 1 short, right? Still worth playing, I believe. Maybe I can force a jump as well. No, I don't think I can. Well, it does put them in a position where if they feel like they can't answer both of my Biotech Specialists, maybe they have to jump. But I don't hate my spot either way. Okay. Sure, you're at 2. So these both have to be removed, and then this has to miss on the map and be removed. Or be removed. Pretty bad start for my opponent. That is not what you want to be doing in this spot. Flow State doesn't do anything either. Well, Biotech Specialist really shined at this game. It looked very good. So, I don't know exactly what my opponent's playing at this point. Thundertrap Trainer makes me think they might have Splash Portal in their deck, so there's a chance that they're just like some Quantum Riddler value pile, but the Bilbo makes me think it could just be random Izzet cards. I think I'm going to put in Extruder because they showed me some cards I can pick off, and it should be good in the grindier spots. I don't believe I want Flash Freeze. I can put in Witness Protection as a hedge, but there's just no way they're Sunderflocking at this point, right? I don't really like Spell Pierce. Jewel is maybe okay, but I think I'm going to leave the torches anyway, so it's hard to say. Abrade doesn't seem necessary. Curator's okay. Maybe even the Ooze will be good here. I can mess with their Bilbo and just make my little things a little bit more threatening. So 4 cards here. The question is, do I want to take things out? We can board out Drum on the draw. I don't think that's a big issue. I think Jewel is just... like, in a matchup like this, I think Jewel is going to be better anyway. I just need enough ways to use it. Yeah, the issue is what do I board out? I'm not going to put in Witness Protection. I think I'm just going to take out a Mutagen Man and a Warg. This just doesn't have value, and it has 2 toughness against Burst Lightning. So we'll trim down on it because, like, if I have it in my opening hand, I don't think I'll be that excited. Maybe there'll be a spot where I have it with, I can find one off Breakout. My opponent spent their mana on like a flow state, and then I get a punish by getting it to 3 toughness. Because that means it won't just trade for a 1 mana card, which is really good. Or not good. It's not good. It's important, is what I should say. Alright, well, I think I'm going to keep this hand. Nothing crazy. This is the type of hand that might just get... It might be a bit slow if they have a strong start, but... Flight of hand's fine. We'll see how good the Ooze ends up being. That'll be interesting to see. It plays really well with Captain. Alright, we can play Mountain because the way my hand's configured. Sure. Okay, so they're a wizard deck. That's what's going on. Alright, Geardrake's not very good with Breakout, but it's a fine value card. They want to play the Gandalf. We have Torch the Tower. So now I get to go... Shock. Michelangelo, Mutagen token, bargain, sack clue, 2 counters. I guess I'll take the land here. I can use my mana well enough. And then if they don't answer this Michelangelo, then we have Captain Ooze for a shit ton of damage on the board. Yeah, I think I definitely top a land here. Sure, does this make a wizard? Oh, it does. That's actually cool. I didn't know that. So they can play... So they played a land from exile. They can play another card from exile. I do like this Gandalf. I need to get around to playing it in Pioneer. Some cool stuff you can do with it there. The set just has a lot of interesting options. I really, really like this set. Okay, so we're getting more card draw. I don't mind that. What I'm doing is powerful enough. I do not mind them just playing for card advantage. Okay, so my question now becomes, what is the best use of my blue? And then we can go Captain Geardrake. It's going to buff the Captain really large, which is nice. Alternatively, I can go Ooze. Probably Captain Ooze, right? There's sorcery. Now we have its giant 6/6, which would be good against their deck, but they showed us Boomerang Basic, so we know they can just bounce it. Maybe I messed up. Maybe I just play the Geardrake. Alright, there's Gandalf. Soul Guide Lantern. That's a weird card to have in your deck. Okay. I wonder what they put that in again. They just scoop. Okay. Well, nice. Our deck looks good that game. GG's. Alright, we're here for the first game. We took a mulligan. Fine start. Question is, what do I want to play on turn 2? I'm just gonna play Breakout. Ooh, that's pretty low roll. I regret that decision. If I hit a Warg though, I would have pretty ecstatic. At least we got something, I guess. Alright, well, they are in for a world of hurt. We got a lot of beatdowns going already. Missing a land drop's bad for them. But there's what they needed. So, definitely a losable game now. If they bricked on that land here, I think we win the game. So what do I want to do? I guess let's go here. A land we don't want. And 13 damage. Have to hope they don't sweep us. Quench. Nice. Alright, well, we got away with something there, but we had a powerful start and they stumbled, so that is the name of the game. So let's get Riddler, let's get Glyph, get Jewel, let's get Pierce, get Abrade, get Wreck. I want Ooze, not really. Extruder's okay. Forge can go. I can take out a Drum. Maybe, is Drum better than Pollen? Like the body. I'm a little bit afraid of Sweepers. Actually gonna take out a Mutagen, man. We're gonna take it a little bit slower. And then let's take out this. It's not particularly good into Sweepers. Just take out a Pollinator. We'll split the difference here. Go a little bit bigger on the draw. We get an extra card, so it's more likely we start with one of these. And the question is, should I like take out a Breakout? So in sideboarding, my Breakout gets a lot worse. I'm down to just do that. Breakout kind of burned us the last game anyway. It wasn't the worst thing, but we just got a hasty Spyglass Siren. It's definitely not worth 2 mana. Alright, well, that being said, this awful hand does Breakout. Should I have? Probably not. We owe our opponent one, right? Definitely not go. Oh, land off the top immediately is really bad news. I kept the shitty hand and I am getting punished. Sure, I don't care what you name. I don't think there's a card in my deck. It's a really greedy card to put in your deck. It's 3 colors. Probably the castle is my guess is what they would name. Bossing says sure, that's fair, I guess. Alright, let's play this. And let's just get Drum. A little bit of help. We need more. I'm already at the point where I have 7 mana sources in my deck that taps out at 2. So, not great, not great. Oh, it just auto-tapped my 3/3. What a travesty. That is horrendous. Why would it ever do that? Oh my sweet God. What in fucking Arena Christ's name? What is going on? Wait. What is it doing? Oh, I'm getting griefed so bad. Oh my Lanta, Sally. Well, this fucking sucks. Oh, it's so bad. I have a big board at least. I would like to attack them with this giant thing I have. What the fuck was that? Oh, I gotta get started down in my deck. Yes. Just what we all wanted. Alright, just fucking put the goddamn wolf into play. Alright, play my stupid Drum. Hit you for as much damage as I can, and I'm just gonna pray you don't have Sweeper again. You didn't have it last time, maybe you don't have it this time. Well, shit. Well, shit and fuck. Okay. I can wait. I think I will wait. There's a chance I draw Michelangelo. There's a lot of rewards for waiting, so I think I'll do it. Yes, they can kill this, and then I can't sack these for free, but I think that's fine. Yeah, gain your life. Okay. That's another reason to wait, I guess, if they have a sorcery speed answer. Okay, cool. Give me something good. Riddler. Well, that's probably a bit too good to pass up. I like the Warg, though. Just gonna be huge, but yeah, I have to take Riddler. Alright, warp away. Give me 2 cards. Okay. Tap you. God, Riddler's so busted. So strong. Play you, auto pay. And I guess we'll go ahead and put a Mutagen on this 1-2. Not. I've got a Riddler, so my mana actually has a cost now. Are they just not? I think they're blue land for some reason. I guess they're green-black. They have a removal spell? Maybe it's a Hex? Maybe sorcery? What sorcery speed removal would they have? Probably a Hex. You could just wait to do this, though, right? Sure. Buy me some mana. Get it? Alright, you are just trying to get me in the worst situations. Right, let's draw 2 cards. I don't want this thing attacking me for free. Your turn. Maybe I shouldn't use the Mutagen because I have the Geardrake. Okay. You're gone. I guess I'm blocking, right? What do I think this is? Disfigure? Just a sweeper, maybe? May as well discard the card if you're going to sweep the board. Yeah, okay. Same difference. I saved myself some life. You come out. Let's draw a card. Oh, hello. Now, I guess we'll just land our token. We could also just play the Siren. Back the map. Maybe that's better. I don't really need to land it. Go ahead. We'll map here. You're the lowest value target. Auto pay tap. Try to set up our draw step. A land. Okay, now I can use the lander token, I suppose. Well, we've done a very good job of grinding this game. The Riddler was key. Breakout and Riddler is kind of a combo where it's just an impulse. So, even if it's not a hit, it makes it so you have it in these types of games. Huge. Alright, sure. You have Aclazot's back, but I'm going to get to hit you pretty hard, I think. Of every basic, that's funny. I didn't even realize that. I just drew them naturally. Whatever. Damn. Alright, well, we drew a land, so unlucky. I will put a counter here, I suppose. I don't think we're racing this guy, so let's go ahead and... a land card. Leave our rake back. It's really funny that I have 4 I have 8 lands and 3 drums, and my Sultai opponent has 5 lands. Still kind of in it. Alright, that's lights out. I don't think we're beating that. I could concede, but I won't for the video. If I was playing alone, I think I would just scoop to that. The issue is I don't have good top decks, really. And I'm not going to be able to kill them, so... I'm just going to answer this and then run away with the game. I guess their deck could just be green-black with this, but I doubt that, right? Could put in Unable to Scream. I think Ecclesotz is pretty bad, though. Like, it's only going to be good in very specific circumstances. And if those it's really funny, I boarded out one of these, too. If those circumstances don't arise, then it's going to be clunky and bad. So, if they have a perfect draw with Cornucopia, Sweeper, 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 Ecclesotz, I think it'll be good. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth actually putting a card that's going to be dead otherwise. I need to be proactive, and I need to catch back up after they sweeper me. Alright, let's mulligan. We're going to keep a one-lander and just be upset. I think all these cards are pretty damn good. I think it's actually Extruder, but maybe that's a mistake on my end because it's weak against... or it's better against sweepers. It gives me an instant speed way to make threats. Okay, well, we are getting punished by the magic gods for existing. Yeah, I mean, well played. Sure, Glorb. Why not? Okay, good game. All right, my opponent goes first. A lot of rough opening hands, and then we're given another one. Okay, so do I want to keep a one-lander on the draw? I think I'm supposed to. It didn't work out last time, but I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. Kind of don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be tough either way. I think... Cool. So we'll play drum. I think my plan is to just play the warg, even though I don't get that much value out of it. It does give me mana. Looks like they just have removal spell. Well, we drew a blue land, which means I can play the Geardrake. Get slightly more value. I think I'll do it. Maybe it doesn't matter, though. Maybe the Geardrake is just such a good threat that the value that it accrues doesn't matter if it's full spell. The Warg's value does fall off every turn it's not attacking. The Geardrake's value doesn't necessarily do that in the same manner. Okay, so let's play you. And then we'll break out. We need to hit something good here. We need some help. That's not it. Okay. Could be worse, I guess. Get some beatdowns, but if they have Unholy Annex, it is G, I fear. Okay, that's not Unholy Annex. Okay, well, that's Unholy Annex. Alright, well. Why does that make a demon? Okay, very good draw. Maybe it's not just over. So, what's the line? This happens first. I guess Warg, Drake. I don't have the mana to sack, so maybe I go Geardrake sack and hope to hit untap land. Red here. Play this. Alternatively, I can just get a threat. Commit to that threat, and then the Geardrake can sort of ascend if my Mutagen man lives next turn. Yeah, I guess that tracks, right? I'm not getting particularly large amounts of value by getting the land anyway. Really hard to beat this, though. Okay, well, that's kind of a joke, right? So, let's put in Spell Pierce. Let's put in Glyph. Let's put in Riddler. Put in Abrade. Put in Legion Extruder. Put in Heritage Reclamation. I don't think I want the Ooze. Maybe I want Witness Protection or Unable to Scream. This makes it so it's not a demon. Maybe that's worth having. I think we'll put in the Jewel as well. I'm actually going to cut Gene Pollinators here. I'm going to cut all my torches. I think I want all the wargs here. Definitely want the glyph. Heritage Reclamations. I think it's maybe better than Abrade. It kills Annex, which obviously is good. Abrade only kills the stupid artifact. I don't care that much. Fine. So, what do I want to cut here? All these cards seem good. I think I want all the wargs. I could cut legends. Maybe it's just Captain. They're a black deck, so they can blow up large creatures anyway. Biotech Specialist maybe is good. I like Captain if I draw the card Spyglass Siren. I think I'm just going to do Mutagen, man. Alright, well, let's see. See how this goes. That was a tough game to win. It's just removal, card draw, sweepers, and my deck is a creature deck. Alright, well, we're just gonna mulligan. We're gonna mulligan because the game tells us to. I would like to keep... I think we'll try the Biotech. It looks like a Hex, which is unfortunate, but I'm going to play Michelangelo because I don't have a better play. Unbelievable. Who could have ever seen such a feat? Alright, there's a red land. Let's go ahead and get Specialist down. Let's draw 2 cards off Riddler. You can kill it if you want. I'm going to float the mana. Alright, this 1-of Riddler always showing up. Knows we need the help. Very good if you mulligan a lot. Sure. Alright, cool. Well, we cannot... If they have Unholy Annex, we lose the game. If they don't, maybe we have a shot. Okay, cool. Now we have this Spell Pierce. It might be able to be relevant this game. I'm going to... I definitely want to use this Lander token. So... Do I want to play my Mutagen? What's the likelihood that I want to Pierce and... Lander token? I guess, okay, yeah, this does reduce the cost. I forgot about that. Alright, we'll just play it for 0. And then we'll get all our mana going. We have Pierce up. I don't know what 4 mana card I'm going to want to Pierce, but we can trade for stuff, and then hopefully Riddler gets us back on track. Okay, Mutagen mana. Oh, I didn't... Okay. Activate this. Get a mountain. Those are good ones. I will pass. No removal spell. They might go land sweeper, but we've got the spell pierce this time. That's annoying. Yeah, okay. The damage is done though, right? Riddler is so busted. So strong. Alright, so I will glyph my Mutagen, I think. We'll play my land. I will shock your face. And then I will attack you for 5. You're at 13. Again, Annex just stays the scariest card in every game against a black mid-range deck. Right, best spell pierce ever. Honestly, I don't even need to counter this. I could just let this happen and flip into a 3-3, but I think it's worth doing. If I don't hit, like, a big threat, not particularly good. And I'm just using the spell pierce when I have mana down. Ugin? What the hell? You have Ugin in your deck. That's nonsense. Okay, well, I can go ahead and sack my 5-4. My trigger. Breakout, okay. Biotech Specialist. Geardrake. My 3-3. You can go to 10. And you're gonna go down to 8. I think I've got you, right? 5. Maybe I need one more way to sack. That does it, right? Cool. Alright, this deck's been sweet. Nice. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun playing with this deck. Oh, no! Thought that was the end. Embarrassing. Alright, keep going. Act like nothing happened. Act natural. Everyone be cool. What I get for playing all this best of one, I can't keep... You know, that's not true. I couldn't keep track of best of 3 before. Who are we kidding? Run it back. Okay. Mono black with Ugin. Why the hell do they have Ugin in their deck? Whatever. Not editing that out. It's just gonna be in there. I'm not embarrassed. I've never been embarrassed. Okay, Mulligan version 7.89. Keep. Shock. I will play Springleaf. Deceit. What is my opponent doing? They just have random cards in their deck. Yep. Yep. A lot of in the hunts. Another land for me. Oopla. Just what we wanted. Another land for me. Just what we wanted. I want to mulligan 100 times and then flood out. That's my life. Please and thank you, sir. Demolition Field. Why not? Drew a spell. That is what we want. Let's tap for red because Starting Town is a bastard card. Get Biotech Specialist. That's kind of relevant, maybe, sort of. Give me some value. Attack you for 3. Then pass. So now they can Unholy Annex and get a demon. Deadly Cover-Up. Alright, Quantum Riddler. It's your time. Jewel. What a great draw. Let's just draw a card and then scoop. I think this one's done. Alright, well, GG's. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck. It was a lot of fun to play. Sorry for that little mishap there. But it seems solid. You know, we drew really poorly, and the deck still functioned relatively well. I think that if you're going to play it going forward, just add 2 Quantum Riddlers into the side deck, and you'll be really happy with that. All in all, decent deck. Maybe too many mana sources, but besides that, it did some powerful things, and it was a lot of fun to play. Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Peace.